Welcome students to class 11 English classes conducted by your English teacher Monica Kaur. Before I start with Hornbill, I would like to request you all to like and subscribe my channel. The Laburnum Top Poem Part 1. Welcome back students once again to class 11 English classes part 1 of Hornbill poem The Laburnum Top written by Ted Hughes. Okay students, in this poem, first of all we are going to learn a very nice lesson of our life. And that lesson is that what else comes in our way in the form of hardships, struggles, that is a part and parcel of a human's life. We should not surrender in front of that. In this poem, The Laburnum Top, very beautifully, Ted Hughes has provided us a great and good message also. Okay, but before we go on with that lesson or message, let's talk about this greatest poet. This greatest poet is was born on 17th of August 1930. Okay, in England, Yorkshire, England. And then he died on 28th October 1998 in England. His famous books were in 1957. The first book published was The Hawk in the Rain. And for that he also got a very prestigious award also. In 1972, his again one of the book published, and that was a selected poems that was being written. Ted Hughes was not at all only that poet. He was a playwright as well as a short story writer also. He established himself through the that lessons of the nature in his writings, and his writings today is being read by all of us in the form of any chapter, in a form of any story, or in a form of a poem. Okay students, so now let's move on to this thing that students, you know it that our life has been based on two that pillars. One is success, another is failure. We have to carry on with both of the pillars, isn't it? है So if one pillar falls down, or if one opportunity in a form of any pillar moved out of our sight, it means that whole of our life ends. Do you think that? I am not thinking like that. What it means, that one failure gives us a vision to learn from our mistakes, that what we have done it, and then we what rectified it, and then again start our life. This poem tells us that. Okay, now coming on with this poem's theme. Actually, this poem is a very beautifully carved poem. Let me tell you something about the outline of the poem, and then I will talk with you people the theme. This poem is of a very beautiful tree, and that tree's name is Laburnum. Laburnum tree is a poisonous tree. It had a poisonous seed, and out of that seed a very beautiful that yellow flowers comes up. Okay, and it's obviously when seed is poisonous, the flower is poisonous. The flower is poisonous, so obviously what that leaves could be poisonous. So this the tree is also in Hindi known as almatas. It's known as a bad omen. also. But in spite of that bad characteristic, in spite of that hopeless life, and in spite of that hopeless season that was autumn, this that a tree got its life back through a very beautiful small yellow color singing bird, and that was goldfinch. Okay, now goldfinch suddenly came up on this tree, laburnum tree, where no one wanted to come sit or even take a shelter. Everyone wanted to have a very that shady path, or a shady means type of thing where they feel secure. But now, because of autumn and because of its poisonous characteristic, this tree was totally being in isolation. Okay, but then also this tree did not lose the hope, and its hope and patience pay back by Goldfinch. When it came there, suddenly that trees, that silence, deadly silence vanishes, and that tree vibrantly lived up again with the sounds of that goldfinch and her young ones, with the regular flapping of the wings, with the hopping on the topest branch of its that tree. Whole of the tree shaken up again. Whole of the tree's excitement of the life, enjoyment or the celebration of the life comes back with that goldfinch. But as I told you, that we have to perform our responsibilities on the two faces of the life. So here, Goldfinch is the only engine of her family, that she has to look after her young ones also, and also she has to feed them. So for that, after taking care of them, after feeding them, after little bit playing with them, she moved to the end branch, and slowly, with the warning to her children, that back to the nest, and without any noise she left that nest for that another set of the responsibility towards that her young ones, and she left to get back another set of that fodder for her family. When she was going away, because she was yellow, because the leaves that was on the top of a laburnum top, that was yellow, so what was seen only her face. And her face had one peculiar thing, that although her whole of the body is of yellow, and with that yellow face she had a black marks on it, and that made her face very distinct, different from the other birds. It was only seen, and slowly she went away to the sky for her responsibility to fulfill, and suddenly the liveness of the tree went off. Now, no more sounds were there, no more excitement were there, no more celebrations were there, no more continuous flapping of the wings were there. And now again that laburnum tree fall for that silence. But the tree knew it, that it's the part of its life. Every time we could not celebrate, every time we could not weep. So I mean, it's what a small times that we have to keep a check on. Hana, one time we are getting opportunities, a lot of opportunities in the line one, two, three, four, five. But one period could be there, that is called a saturated period, where we would not get any opportunity. It means that we lose a hope. No, no way. So we have to carry that hardship like that only. So, student, let's move on to the central theme of the poem. So, the main theme of this poem is mutual benefit. Now here the theme tells us what? One thing, that the poem celebrates the energy and life of nature, first of all though. Okay, where it celebrates the how it celebrates the energy and life, that before Goldfinch comes to live on that laburnum tree, it was covered with silence. No one wanted to be there, a part of that bad omen, because of its characteristics. Okay, but suddenly, as soon as Goldfinch comes there, its characteristic of that poison made what? A positivity for Goldfinch, because no one would going to that climb onto that laburnum tree, and especially onto the top of that laburnum tree, to harm her kids. So that's why she took shelter onto that tree, and that tree's negative point become the positive for Goldfinch. And like that wife, Goldfinch gives back or pay back to it by making it a vibrant, a full of life tree, where sounds were there, where the branches were now dancing, where now it could shake, it could hear that the movement, it could feel the movement, and that is a mutual benefit. And the poet talks about the mutual relationship of a laburnum tree and a goldfinch, which has built a nest in it. Okay, so the tree which is silent, which is still in its position, comes to life by the chirpings and what? The slowly soft swift movements of bird and its chicks. Chicks means the young ones. Okay, whereas what the bird get? The bird and her young ones get a space to live in with security. Okay, students, I hope you understand me. Let's move on to the central idea. The central idea is what? Number one, the importance of living with each other. Now, I will tell you why we wanted to live with each other. Why we wanted this, the customized name of a family. Why we wanted a society. Why? The second point gives you the reason. Why? Because every person has different capabilities. No one is equal. Everyone has their own distinct qualities to give to each other. So that's why, to get those services, we are living with each other. Because I am a teacher, but I could not be a farmer. So how come I get that food to eat then? I am not at all a tailor also. How could I stitch my things? है ना? So I could not be in any other part play. I am playing what I am best in. So I means seek services from them. Okay, so that's how that every person has a different capabilities, and for that we need to live together. And in a nutshell, let's clear that central that idea of the poem. What is that? We should live with each other and always try to lend a helping hand, and you will see that the others will also do the same. Why you are waiting for anyone to inspire you or to give you aspirations? Why not your conscious yourself allow you to help out someone else? When you see them in need, to tell them you are there for to help them. I hope that students, you have understood this part of the video. I'll be coming back soon, students. See you. Bye bye for now.